a guy posted like a free couch, and I was like, oh, this looks good, you know? And I texted him, and he's like, yeah, can you come pick it up? I was like, yes.
They flip one item, they're like, crap, I just made a couple $100 doing this. And I would have had to have been out in the sun, $20 an hour.
But once I started being here, I saw the opportunity on the USA, like all the money that's coming now every day. And I was like, I might as well just build my business here in the USA.
There are all different ways that you can source, right? You can find products on Facebook Marketplace, offer up sourcing on these local marketplaces. People have struck up relationships with building managers, junk removal companies.
I've been making around, I would say roughly $6,000 a week profit. I would say in revenue a month, like around.
Welcome back to another episode of The Couch Pod, where we interview some of the top flippers in the game and break down their secrets to success. And if you've been following the Couch Pod for a while now, make sure that you know and sign up for Ivy Industry. That's our private community. We have over 40 flippers that are part of this private community. You'll get all the best tips and tricks. You get premium access to the software, and you get priority access to all of the inventory opportunities we have in partnership with some of our retailers. Today on the pod, we have Axel Zamora joining us. He's a flipper originally from Chihuahua, Mexico. He's been in Phoenix, Arizona for 4 years and has been flipping as of 2 years ago. And recently he's looking at making the transition into a fully fledged warehouse space and has been dabbling in selling furniture as well. Axel, thank you so much for coming on the pod today and looking forward to hearing about your journey.
No, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
So you came to the United States 4 years ago. So tell me about that journey. Did you come to this country already knowing how to speak English? Did you have a plan? I'm always curious to hear from immigrants and what they look for when they come to the United States.
Yeah, so actually I came here with a business degree. I finished my college in Mexico, and then I came here to the USA. I started working in construction at first, and then going from there, I got into the game of the couch flipping.
Okay, cool. So you started out in construction and then you got into flipping. What gave you that initial push?
So at first, I used to work in a granite business. I was just fabricating all day, installing, and that would take all my time. I was just a slave to the work, and I was just looking for something to do because I used to do sales in Mexico, but it was just more like cell phone sales, but I used to do it on Marketplace. So I used to be doing all that type of stuff. So I wanted to find something that I could sell that would make me good profit so I don't have to be working on construction. So one time I was just playing an offer up and I saw that there was this label that says free and then you can get things for free. And that was interesting for me. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go text some people to see if I can get some stuff for free and then just flip it, And then I saw a guy posted a free couch and I was like, oh, this looks good, And I texted him and he's like, yeah, can you come pick it up? I was just like, yes. I went on my truck, pick it up, and then I listed for 600 and I sold it almost the same day. So I was like, damn, this is good business to do here. But yeah, that's how I pretty much started on it.
Cool. And, I think that's a very common background story for a lot of flippers is they flip one item. They're like, crap, I just made a couple $100 doing this. And I would have had to have been out in the sun, $20 an hour, $30. And I don't know how much you're getting paid, you make the same amount of money working for yourself on your own terms. And you're like, there's freedom, there's opportunity here. And I think immigrants have a different appreciation for this. Immigrant myself, I immigrated from Korea, even though I was born a US citizen. And I think there's just a different perspective on opportunity that you have if you're coming from a different country. So what did you expect when you moved to America? What were you hoping for?
So at first I was just gonna be I'm just gonna make a couple money working here in construction. I'm gonna go back to Mexico and I'm gonna put my own business there, But once I started being here, I saw the opportunity on the USA, all the money that's coming now every day. And I was like, I might as well just build my business here in the USA, So yeah, that's how everything started.
How do you think the economy or the opportunity is different in the United States and Phoenix compared to Chihuahua?
So in Mexico right now, you either have to wait till it's Christmas and everyone gets paid a lot of money, or you can just be selling one thing or another just to be keeping up with the day and with the bills. And I feel here in the USA, if you have a product that someone needs, like a couch or something like that, you're gonna be having sales every day if you put out your posts every day, So it's as long as I feel the economy is really, really different from here to Mexico. There's much people make way more money here and you're able to spend way more money. So that's good. If you're in sales, that's really good,
What I've seen having lived and traveled traveled abroad for a long time now is that I meet smart, talented people wherever I go. It's just that they don't have the same kind of opportunity. Even if they want to work hard and make a good living for themselves, sometimes there's just nothing around them, right? And do you feel like that was the change or like the difference that you're feeling between the US and Mexico?
Yeah, I also was making good money in Mexico and everything, but it's not the same opportunity. I just say like where I used to be, it used to be like a smaller place than and now like so Phoenix is like a big city and like there's a lot of people, so there's like more money coming in and out. And I feel like that has helped me a lot to be doing what I'm doing right now. There's a lot of difference between Mexico and the USA up in that aspect and area.
What do you think the biggest cultural or biggest like business challenges are that you face since moving and starting a business in the United States?
Well, I feel like in those type of areas, it's like almost like the same type of rules and like laws, but I feel like it haven't been like for me, it has been like easier instead of like more difficult. Because in Mexico, I feel like to sell things, I would have to like almost like be posting every day, be making ads. And here, I don't even do ads. I just do organic posts every day and other people that help me. And that's been like selling like super good. So it's just like, I feel like the challenge has been more getting like out of my comfort zone, like taking the first step of getting out of Mexico. I feel like that was the hardest thing for me, you know?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I moved to Mexico originally during the pandemic and it was challenging for me, right? I was like, I ended up moving to Playa del Carmen, and the reason I had the confidence to actually make that move was I saw that there was a Costco in Cancun. You've been to Costco, but like it's one of my favorite retail stores. When I was living in Pennsylvania, I used to go to Costco like every weekend, sometimes just to like walk around and like, eat samples with my ex-girlfriend. It was just something to do. But I saw that they had a Costco in Cancun. I was like, well, they must have adequate infrastructure, supply chain. And this is just me. I was an ignorant American, right? I've never really lived outside the country, aside from being in Korea. So, like as an American, you hear like the Mexico's dangerous, cartel, whatever. That certainly that element exists, but it's not like everyday life either. And I'm sure you had a lot of the same kind of feeling and concern, different, but same genre of concern moving to a new country, being alone, trying to build a new life for yourself.
No, yeah, of course. That was a big factor. And well, yeah, it depends like on the part you live in Mexico, but where I used to live, yeah, there was like a lot of narcos. So if you had a business, you have to pay some money to them and everything. So it wasn't like a fun part to be running a business because it could be dangerous if you're making good money, you know? So that's a good thing that I like here in the USA. As long as you pay your taxes and everything, you should be fine.
Yeah, you pay the peso in a different way here.
Exactly. Yeah, different vibe.
No matter what, you got to pay. We all pay at the end of the day. So let's talk about the business. Like, where are you at today? And I think you'd mentioned you have a couple employees, you're operating out a few storage units. Like, tell me about the state of the business today.
So right now I'm running out of 8 storage units. In each unit, I can fit about 10 sectionals, 8 sectionals. So I've been making around, I would say roughly $6,000 a week profit. I would say in revenue a month, like around $30,000. So it has been like a big game changer for me because we have been doing this like for about like 2 years, but really like getting into the furniture and selling sectionals and all that. I would say just about like 6 months that I decided to take the next step of taking like 100% of my time like to do this. So I work almost all day doing this, and well, the people that work with me are friends, so we're all just making money and we're just like having fun every day doing deliveries, doing sales. So it's pretty good, you know?
And where do you find the majority of your inventory today?
So the majority of my inventory, it's from the guy that I told you. So I found this contractor like about 7 months ago that we actually went to pick up something for free. And I took my trailer and we took like almost all the furniture in the house. And he was like, would you like to do this more often? I move a lot of people out of state and like they leave everything behind and I have to pay movers. But if you take it for free, I mean, you can have it. I was like, hell yes, we can do that. And so he calls me almost every week, 2 times a week. Sometimes he calls me almost every day. So it's just like we always have like things to pick up, but I just pick up what I can, because right now I'm limited with space. So I try to do mostly sectionals because the ones I pick are like in pretty good condition. Some they were not even used that much. So it's just like all profit. So I found like a glitch to be making money and I'm just like trying to get the best out of it. Obviously, I do buy, like if I found good deals, like I buy them on marketplace and I start selling them. But yeah, I just want to I just want to make this bigger. I also have a warehouse in Mexico, and then I sell, but in Mexico I send like all the other furniture. I try to most sell the like sectionals here in the USA.
Interesting. Okay. If you're doing $30,000 a month in sales, you're probably selling 50 couches or so a month, right? Am I getting that about right? About 50, maybe 50, 60.
So yeah, I've been calculating like around, but like we've been selling like 4 couches a day, something like that. It depends, on the days, the weekends, but yeah, just something like that. If I would say like in an average, yeah.
So and like the majority of your inventory, you're actually getting through this contractor relationship that you have. That's amazing. I mean, I think a lot of people dream of getting a connection like that. So, and there are all different ways that you can source, right? You can find products on Facebook Marketplace, offer up sourcing on these local marketplaces. People have struck up relationships with building managers, junk removal companies, property managers. Some are building relationships with furniture stores. Some do advertising on Google, right? So there's like many, many different ways that you can source inventory. You're actually the first person I've spoken to that is reliably getting inventory at scale through a relationship with a contractor. It's super interesting. Maybe you could break that down a little bit further. Tell us, like, you don't have to tell us who he is, obviously, that's your private relationship. But like, if I wanted to find a guy like this in my market, right, what should I be looking for? What does he do? And,
So this guy, I actually met him because of Granite. I told you I used to do Granite before. And so I have like around 3 people. One do real estate, one do like Airbnbs, and the other one was like the guy that I used to do Granite for. And I went to pick up a couch for free. He was like, hey, dude, you want to pick up this couch? And I just said like, yes, obviously. And then when I got to the house, he was like, I have more furniture. I'm moving these people out of the state. And like, if you take all the furniture, it's just for free. So I was like, yes, let's do it. And I bring out my trailer, my friend, and we got everything out of the house. So I just kept his contact, I would say it's mostly just luck that I was like in the right place. And then, but to find someone like that, I would say just like people that are moving other people out of state, because they rather like when you get like the freebie app, mostly of the things that you get for free is because people are moving out, and they don't want to pay someone else to take their things. So they rather just give it for free. So I saw that opportunity there of a person that does that for a living, and then just connected with him, and yeah, we got it going from there. But I would say it's mostly just luck.
Mm-hmm. So sorry, I thought he was like someone who was like building. He's not building buildings, right? He's helping people move. He's a mover.
Yeah, so this person, yeah, is a mover, but he also like once he moves out the people out of the state to another house, like he sells the house. So he like remodels the house, and he does that like every day. He works like in a big company. It's not like his own business. He works like in a big company, and instead of like he has like a budget to pay like movers to get like all the things out to the dumpster and this and that. But now that he has like me, he sends me pictures, and if I can go pick it up, he doesn't have to pay that anymore. So it's a win-win for both of us.
Interesting. And do you know what like category of business this is called? It's not just hiring a mover, right? It's like almost like a concierge service that they're providing. It's like, we're going to help you relocate, move all your things, sell off what you don't want, or remove, like, throw away what you don't want. And then once you're out of that house, we're going to either pay you out and, you get liquidity instantly, or we're going to invest in a remodel and then try to flip the house.
I would say just like real estate. So like getting the things out, just it's an extra thing. It's not like something that you would hire someone. So he actually just like helped the homeowners, and instead of the homeowners paying someone to get everything out, they just rather give it for free. But I would just say it's like in the real estate game.
Got it. Like, so yeah, I'm just trying to understand, because if this guy's doing it, there are probably other people out there that are doing something similar. So it's like, what kind of real estate transaction, like what service in the real estate world is he providing?
I don't know. Like I knew some houses that they buy, and then the other people just moves out of the state, and they buy the house, they take all the furniture out, like, and then do like the remodels, like put some countertops in, do bathroom remodels and things like that, and they sell the house for way more. So it's pretty much like that, I would say.
So he's a house flipper.
I would say something like that, but yeah, like in that category. I do have his contact, and he has like in his email is like something like about real estate. So I would say he's in the real estate, yeah.
I see. So he's less of like, he does the construction to improve the property value, but his main business is not construction. His main business is finding opportunity, like buy opportunities on real estate, making renovations, and then flipping it for a profit.
Yeah, so his his company doesn't do like the remodelations. They hire other people to do it. So he's just like in the part of like getting the right customer and the right house for the right price, and then just selling the house, you know?
That makes sense. And he probably has like fairly large portfolio. I mean, it sounds like he's finding these opportunities on like a weekly basis. Guys running.
Like the good thing is all these people work under the same company. So they are different real estate like agents, I could say. And like they recommend me to each other. So if they need like furniture out and they want to like save some money on it, they would just send me pictures and I'll go pick it up, you know? So that has been like a really game changer for me, to be honest. I would make good profit out of just getting things like buying them and reselling. But once I started doing this, like when everything becomes profit, you just have to pay your gas and your time and your storage. It has been like really good to me, you know?
Hey flippers, are you still manually searching for deals or posting them on Facebook, OfferUp, and Craigslist? It's time to level up with Ivy Flip, the world's best app for resellers. With Ivy Flip, you can effortlessly source products from Facebook, OfferUp, and Craigslist, all from one convenient app. No more anxiety about missing a good deal. You'll receive notifications as soon as they're posted. Plus, with our cross-posting feature, you can post your listings to multiple marketplaces with a single click. And with our AI-powered scam detection, you won't waste time on fake listings. Stop wasting time with outdated methods. Embrace the tech that transforms your flipping game. Try Ivy Flip today and watch your profits soar. Click the link in the description and get a 1-week free trial of our app now.
Absolutely. Yeah, very interesting. And so the value that you're providing is essentially like junk. It's an alternative to junk removal for them. Normally they'd have to pay some people to come in, load it up, dump it, pay the dump fees. It could be a couple $1,000, but because you're able to resell the items, it's a win-win. And they're sending you information ahead of time before you go make the pickup to assess the quality of the item. So you're not going to waste your time if it's just a bunch of junk.
Exactly. So like I have told the guy, like only sometimes I do pick up some trash, but they pay me extra to do that. So normally I pick like the heaviest stuff, like the sectionals, the things that take more storage, the things that I can sell. And he already knows. He just sent me like the pictures. Oh, you're interested in this? You can come pick it up. And he sent me an address. I need to get out like for today, you know? And I'll go that same day and go pick it up. But yeah, pretty much.
Got it. And so I mean, oftentimes the opportunity is to take the majority of the furniture. Like, what's the typical situation when you walk into a house? Like, how much furniture are we talking about?
So honestly, this has been like really good because the majority of the house that I go pick up are in Scottsdale. So like all the furniture is expensive. Last week, I got like a big desk that I needed like 4 people to put it on the trailer. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to give it for free, or maybe I'm just going to list it for $50. And I put it up for $50. And then a guy texts me, you don't even know what you're selling, man. This desk is expensive. To buy something like this, I would have to pay like around $20,000. And I did like some research on the desk, and yeah, they were selling it for $30,000, $25,000. And I have it in one of my storage right here. And it has been like, I always like get things that you never know, you know?
So like a customer, like someone who saw the listing on Facebook Marketplace is like,
yeah, texted me like, you don't even know what you're selling for $50, dude. Because I was just like, heavy desk, come pick up, bring 4 people. That's how I listed the item for, because I didn't want to put it even in my storage. It was too heavy, you know, to go bring it up here and everything. So I just have it in my trailer. But after that, after I knew how much was the real cost of it, I took like nice picture and I have it listed like in different states and everything to see if I can sell it. But yeah, pretty much. So the typical situation, I go in a house and they just start telling me, okay, we're not gonna need this. You can take this bedroom set. You can take this sectional. We're not gonna need this. And I was just like, yeah, I can take this. I can take this. And yeah, I just take whatever I feel like I'm gonna be able to make a profit on it. And sometimes if like the homeowner is like cool about it and everything, I'll help them to take out their trash too, you know?
Cool. It sounds like you found like a nice symbiotic relationship and a role within this ecosystem of home building.
Yeah.
And part of the deal is like, you can't just cherry pick the sectionals. Like if they have other furniture that is valuable, you're going to move that out. You know, if there's potentially junk, you know, like you want to contribute, you want to add value to the equation. You can't just come in and take what you want.
Yeah. So that's when I started to like think about something else to what to do with all these things. So I have like some uncles that are from Mexico, and we started building a warehouse last year there. So we can sell like everything, you know, like we sell everything in there, even clothes. We sell like all the type of furniture, and we have like a second use store, I would say. And so all the things that I don't need, I have 3 storages just for that. And I put all the furniture that I'm not going to sell here, and they come with the trailer, they take it to Mexico and they can sell it there. So at the end of the day, I'm making profit here from the sectionals and some nice furniture, and the other things that I don't don't need, I sell them in Mexico. So I just try to like do that.
Your uncles are in Chihuahua?
Yeah, they're in Chihuahua, Janos, Chihuahua. Yeah.
How far is it from Phoenix to Chihuahua?
So it's about like 6 hour drive. It's not that bad, you know?
It's not bad. So it's like Chihuahua is in northern Mexico then,
Yes. Yeah, it's like near the border.
like near Monterrey?
No, that's the other border.
Other border. Okay, got it, got it. Makes sense, makes sense.
Paso, Texas. Just crossing of Paso, Texas, you find Juarez. But yeah, Juarez, Chihuahua.
So this is kind of a side quest for us, but I am very curious. Like you can just do run, like I'm guessing they're coming up like once a week, once every 2 weeks with the trailer, and they're able to just run down this product to Chihuahua and they have no issues.
No, they need to pay some fees. Like, so almost like every trailer and truck load for every time they go back, it's around like $300 they need to pay in the border. So just to put those things into Mexico because they are used, you know? But if I send like refrigerators, washers, and things like that, like the price comes up a little bit.
Got it. So there is a customs fee and now there is like tariffs arguably, but I don't know how that affects the like movement of like used products like that. I imagine it I don't know. Well, you tell me.
Yeah, I think that's different of like how like used products move. So when you go to the border and you have your trailer loaded and everything, they see what you have and they ask you like, oh, do you have like electrodomestics or you have like only like furniture? No, it's just furniture. They gave it to me for free and shit. And then you just have to pay like, I would say it depends how much things you have and like the value of the things. So they ask you like, what is the value of all this? And then you give them a price of everything and then just charge you. But lately has been like around $300 every time they go, you know, just to go past the border.
And it makes sense for you regardless because you got those items for free. So it's really just the import costs and then the gas and the labor. And it's an opportunity for you to put your family on, right? I'm sure your TOs appreciate the...
They doing that. They are now doing this like for full time. So it has been like really good because in the small town that I live, there are not like no furniture stores. There's only one and it's like super expensive. So like this is like a new opportunity like to people to so they can get things in a good price with like good quality from here, you know?
Absolutely. You know, I told you I lived in Mexico. Actually, I lived in Playa del Carmen for 2 years. Like over the past 4 or 5 years, I've spent a lot of time there. And last year, I did try flipping a couple items just to create content. And the thing that I realized very quickly was I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for things to flip and I couldn't find any deals. I literally could not find any deals. What I mean by that is people would have like the dirtiest, oldest, disgusting couch or sectional and they'd have it up for like 2,000 pesos.
Yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah. And like what I've realized is like in Mexico, at least, or different economies, like people just they don't throw away things. They don't waste things for convenience like in the United States. There's not like in the United States is very, very unique in that like, oh, like maybe they spent a couple grand on it, but it's inconvenient and they'll just throw it away. That doesn't, this consumerist mentality does not exist in other parts of the world. And, you know, I saw it in Mexico, I see it in Brazil, I've seen it in parts of Europe too. Like people have much more of an appreciation and care for items compared to the US. We're all about, you know, out with the old, in with the new.
That's totally true.
But it's super cool to me that like, you know, like your story is the quintessential immigrant chasing the American dream story. And not only have you been able to, you know, work hard, create value for your community, the little ecosystem of construction that you guys have, but you've been able to create opportunities for your friends who are working with you in your business and also create opportunities for your family. Like that's really freaking cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it has been such a journey. I didn't imagine all this would be happening right now, but I still have like a lot of things I had to do. This is just barely the beginning of everything. But yeah, like as long as this keeps like helping me and helping my family too, I'm gonna keep doing it, you know?
So what is the goal? Like where do you see things heading in the next 2 years, 5 years? Like what's your vision?
Well, I always say since I was like a little kid that I wanted to be a millionaire. So I'm always like in that journey, you know? So that's why I want to expand. Like I want to make this business run by itself. So I don't have to be here all the time, you know? Right now I'm having fun and it's a process because I have to be building this from zero. But in the future, I would like this to be running by itself. Just have people to work for me and like be selling. So right now, my next step is just to get a warehouse, start to get like new inventory, start to buy like new inventory so I can have like more like a furniture business running from our warehouse, you know?
Got it. So what you've described is the difference between being an owner and an operator. And when you're starting out flipping, you're both. You own the business and you operate the business. And over time, as revenues grow, your storage grows, your warehouse grows, the number of employees you have grows. It turns out that the most valuable use of your time is not necessarily operating the business. And what I would define operating the business as is like going to pick up the couches, going to remove the junk, going to clean the couches, staging, taking photos, delivering couches. These are all, standard operational pieces of running a furniture store or a couch flipping business. That's not necessarily your responsibility. And I know for some people, they get a lot of like calm and joy when they're driving their car and they have their like music playing, or they're listening to the couch pod, or they're cleaning a couch, right? But these are not actually the things that necessarily move you forward, especially at later stages of the business. And so as you think about removing yourself, like where is your focus going to be, and where do you plan to hire out laborers and employees?
So right now I'm trying to create a system so this can be running by itself. So I don't have to be doing all those things that you just said. And I can be just focusing, not just in this business, but working in another business. I have other business in mind that I want to try. So I want to use this business to be able to take this money from here and invest it at other places so I can make more money, But at the moment, I'm just like one step at a time. I'm going to get this warehouse. We're going to load it full of inventory. I'm going to start the sales. And like 2 weeks ago, I made like a big WhatsApp group with more friends on it, and they helped me sell things. And I have seen like everything has sell like 4 times faster now. That I give them like a 10% commission of every sale, and they be just posting the couches for me. So I just send them to the group and they post it for me, and it's all organic views because they haven't done that much posting on Marketplace, So that has helped me a lot, to be honest, too. Just like trying to find new methods. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, what we've learned is that more listings equals more sales. And oftentimes when you're hitting a plateau in the sales in your business, it's like, could you be listing more? And then, people get stuck. They're like, well, I don't have more couches to list, so I already put them up and I'm going to wait. Or they're like, I'm shadow banned, so my listings aren't getting views. But if you're really motivated to find a way to get views, like you get creative, whether that's buying profiles or recruiting your friends to be posting on your behalf. And it sounds like you went that latter route. So like, how did you get that started? Like, who are these people? How did you recruit them? How did you create this WhatsApp group? Tell us about the structure.
Yeah, so at first I was just posting my couch myself, and like the other guy that works with me, we were just like 2 people posting. And then we got this time where we were not selling everything, we were not getting clicks, and I was like, what should I do? And then I started first like taking pictures inside the storage, then outside the storage, so I can have 2 posts of the same couch, so it would be easier to sell it. And after that, I was just like, tell my sister, can you help me post this couch? And then she thought she was getting more clicks than me. And I was like, I have my account verified, I have a lot of reviews, how is she getting more clicks than me? And then I realized that Facebook, when you start posting and you're new, gives you like organic views, and that's what I was looking for. So one time I went out with some friends and I was like, you guys want to make some extra money? I'm gonna get them in a WhatsApp group, and I explained them, they already know what we do and everything. So we're just like, I send everything, I created a WhatsApp group, and I send like the pictures and description of the listing, and they do all the posts. And then if they sell something, I'm gonna give them 10% of the value of the product. Let's say the couch is listed for $1,000. If they sell it, they get $100, and I just sell them to them, But I have a friend that the other day made me 4 sales in one day. He made like $380. That's not even what he gets in one day of work, like in the sun. So he was like, they want to keep doing this with me, and we're just like a team. Like we help each other. If they need anything I can help them too. So we just like created this like good community where we all just like posting everything and helping each other,
No, that's really cool. I mean, I think you have a talent for like recruiting the people around you to be a part of what you're doing, So it shows that they believe in what you're building. They see the opportunity for themselves and they want to help, And so you're a leader. Because I think the problem that a lot of people would have in trying to get other people to post for them is just consistency. It's very difficult. Like imagine you hired someone to do like commission only sales for you. 90% of the time, anyone you hire to do commission only sales for you is not going to be worth their salt. They're just not going to do anything because they're like, oh, I'm not getting paid. Like, why would I do anything? Right. So like, how do you think you've been able to inspire that in the people that you're working with?
I feel like the relationship that you have with the person, if they trust you, they're going to do it, So I try to keep it like super cool with them. Like I was trying to help them out. There are friends that I know from a long time. When they had problems, I always try to help them out, even if it's nothing to do about a business or whatever, but I've always been there for them. And if they can make some profit it, and they just gonna take them like 5 minutes to post it. They just have to copy it from the group and post it on Marketplace, and they can make some extra money. They take it like as a good opportunity of making some extra, so they've been doing it like consistently, and I see who is doing it, and yeah, been like just like every day in the group, like sending good messages for all of them and everything. So try to keep that community like together, because if I was just doing it for money or business, I think it wouldn't be the same thing, they would sense it like that. And how I try to do it is like so everyone can get like a piece of the cake,
Got it. So taking care of people,
exactly,
giving them opportunity and showing integrity over time. Like you're someone that they know, understand, and trust, and you have their best interests at heart. And they can make a little bit of money doing it too. And if you can get that, like not only has that helped you with your sales and your operations, it's helped you find opportunities for couches too. So it says a lot about you and how you run your business. So congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
One thing that you mentioned earlier that is also pretty interesting to me is that at a certain point you were taking photos outside of your storage unit and inside of your storage unit. I've looked over your profile. Your photos are pretty good. Like I think you're doing a great job staging. Looks very professional. Even like the couch that you're sitting on in the background. You're inside of a storage unit, but it looks nice. Is it air conditioned, by the way?
No, not at all. Like the storage units are just in the outside. They are ugly. So I just try to make the best I can. Like if you see, like I have everything like decor, I have portraits and everything. So I try to, when I bring people here, I try to make it a good experience for them. So they don't get like to a place that they wouldn't like to see. Like I like to put the couch so they can envision that couch in their house, They need to take a look at the couch and they need to imagine that same couch in their living room. So that's what I try to do, make it like as a comfy place with this like type of industrial vibe. And I feel like it has really helped me a lot, with sales.
Yeah, like the insight to like take 2 sets of photos. Like, I mean, this is knowledge that we have been uncovered. Like, so, we have this mastermind community, IV industry, where we get together. We have 40 of the best flippers across the country, talk once a week. And obviously I do a lot of these podcast interviews. And so over the years, like 2.5 years that I've been doing this, we've kind of been figuring out like, what are the best practices, right? How do you create the best listings? How do you get the most views? And step by step, we've been figuring out the equation. One of the things that we figured out is like, you can post the same couch 4 or 5 times. You could post it theoretically endless times, as long as the images, the titles, and particularly the pictures. If you have different pictures, there's no issue with relisting items on Facebook, like the very same item on Facebook Marketplace, right? So how did you figure that out? And what has the impact been for your business?
So I used to do this since I was in Mexico when I used to like post cell phones and things. So I already like knew this kind of thing. Like obviously, like if you have more of the same product listed like in different ways, it's going to be more opportunity to get to your client, Like every time a friend posts something or posts a couch of one of my couches, it's like extra opportunity for me to sell that couch. So I try to get like as many as I can and like more different pictures so I can get to sell it the faster, So that's how I try to run be selling like everything like as fast as I can without like losing that touch like of taking like the good pictures. No matter if you're gonna take it outside or inside, you need to take like good pictures. That's the most important thing for me,
So one theme throughout our conversation has been cultivating good relationships, cultivating goodwill, and that's within the operation of your business. It's been helping you with sourcing. It's been helping you like selling and finding people to help you operationally, clean couches, whatever. What about cultivating relationships with your customers? I'd love to dig into this. Yeah.
This is like one of the most important things to me. I have a number one rule. I wouldn't sell something that I wouldn't buy, So that's one thing for me. All the couches that I sell, I examine them myself. I make sure that they have no issues. And if they have an issue, I'm gonna post it on the description. I rather sell something cheaper because it has an issue than lie to it and then getting like a bad review for it. That talks a lot like about myself. And I just want to make sure like every customer, when they buy something from me, they're happy because they're going to come back. They're going to recommend me to other people. And that has happened a lot. Like I sell a couch to a customer, then like a family member of them calls me and like, oh, you sold a couch to my cousin or whatever. And they try to buy a couch from me too. So it has really helped me a lot, to be honest. So gotta keep like that relationship with the customers. Since they message you, you have to be kind. You have to always like let them know, like if they have any questions, let them come see it in person. I feel like there's a lot of couch flippers that just want to do the money, like make the sale. But I feel like it's more about like the experience the customer has that's going to make you sell.
Where did you learn that customer first mentality? Because don't take this the wrong way, but If I were to give like a general description of like how businesses and customer relations work in the United States versus like other parts of the world, consumers in the United States are very entitled, right? Like, let's say I'm at a restaurant in Mexico and I don't like the food. I'm still paying for that food 90% of the time, right? Like in the United States, like you could send it back and, oh, we're just going to take it off your bill. The customer is always right. But there's not necessarily the same mindset in other parts of the world. So I'm just curious, like what got you to adopt this and like think maybe differently coming from a different country?
Yeah, so I worked like a server like for 2 years in Mexico, and I also took a business degree, and I've been like always trying to learn more like about customer service and like the things that make you stand out from other people. So I feel like the customer service is one of the most important things. If you're doing sales, you need to treat your customers right. I know there's some times where you're gonna find a customer that's like super petty and they're just gonna try to not treat you good, but you have to have like this mentality locked in to don't let that affect you, you know? You're always running in your line and you have to be running your business how you want it to be executing it, you know? So I just try to keep it on the same line. But yeah, it has been like just like trying to learn over time, and I've been going to like get how would you say it, capacitations. I don't know how to say it in English because my main language is like Spanish, but estado capacitándome. So I've been trying just like to keep learning every time, you know?
Like certificates, right? Like improve, like continuing your education.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. And so let's talk about the review, like the process of keeping the customer happy. Like you're dealing integrity first. Any issues or defects with the product you're disclosing upfront. People are you're being very, very transparent and trying to provide people the good experience. And how do you capitalize on that, leverage that for more business success?
Yeah, the moment the person likes the experience, likes the product, they're gonna recommend you. So if they always have in mind like someone else that wants to buy a couch, they're gonna recommend you. So that has bring me in like a lot of clients. And not just like in this aspect, but in every aspect of life. If you're good at what you do, you're always gonna get more clients or you're always gonna get recommended, you know? So that's why I try to keep it like the best experience possible, because you can feel like the energy of the person when they come like in a bad energy and a good energy. So I just try to put my good energy into them. So when they're looking at things and everything, they have like the best experience possible, you know?
You mentioned energy and like putting forth good energy. Is there like a specific like attitude or something that you're doing?
For
Yeah.
me, that's super important. Like if you're getting to a client, since the moment you say hi to them, you have to be positive. You have to have a good energy because all the people can sense energy, you know? So that's super important to me because I like to attract things. I don't like to be chasing for things. So I rather be, I know more couches are going to come to me. I know more work is going to come to me. So I just let it come to me. You know, I know if I give to the universe is going to give me back. So I try to rule like that. That has worked for me like a lot, because when I don't know if you realize, but when you're just like negative, like things start going wrong. So I just try to keep it always like in a positive vibe. No matter what happens, you're always gonna figure it out. So just try to keep it positive all the time, you know?
So don't chase, attract.
Exactly.
Law of attraction. Okay, so you've delivered a couch to a customer, you're feeling the vibe. You know, like how do you ask for them to give you a review? And where are you collecting it? On Facebook or Google? Yeah.
Yeah, I collect them like mostly on Facebook Marketplace. I do like, I would say like 90% of my sales. So after I'm done with everything, I ask them about their experience. How was it like to buy a couch from me? They tell me, and then I ask them like if they could help me out with a review. That would really mean a lot to me if they really liked it. And yeah, they go ahead and like write me a review. But I try to close everything on the same spot, because if you just like request them like on Messenger, I feel like it's not gonna be like the same vibe or same energy as you do it in person, you know? So I try to do like all the sell completely on person. Like once I'm finished with the sell and everything and I'm with the customer, or one of my friends is delivering to a customer, I always try to tell the customer about the review. And if not, if I do forget, I send them a message on Messenger. Thanks so much for buying my product. I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a review. That would really mean a lot to me. And just like send it. And that has worked for me like mostly of the times, you know?
So it's really important to close them on the spot. You don't want to message them after. Yeah. And other than just like giving a positive signal, like, hey, this guy had a good experience, and you have quite a few good reviews. Do you find that these happy customers support your business in other ways? Maybe they shout you out, they send you referrals, anything like that?
Yeah, so I always try to build a relationship because it's not just like selling things. It's about meeting like new people, you know? You know, you're gonna sell something for, like the other day I sold couch to someone that does like car washes, and then like I needed their service. I call him, you know, like, remember I sold you a couch, like I'm gonna need a car wash, man. And yeah, it's just like about building relationships through the way. So I save like the contacts of the people that I've been selling things. If there's like a product that I might need from them or something, like you already have that relationship going, you know? It's better sometimes to have friends than have money. That's how I rule by, you know?
Yeah. You know, there's something about selling couches that makes people want to talk about it. It's like if you have a friend that's a plumber, okay, like, yeah, like, you know, someone else, their pipes broke and they need a plumber. Hey, I do have a plumber friend, but you're probably not going to talk about a plumber, like your plumber friend, for no reason, but you might talk about your couch flipper friend, your couch flipper plug, right? Because it's like new, it's interesting. People haven't heard about it before. And so I think there is a natural attraction for people to want to talk about your business. And you just have to make that opportunity clear and available for them, and maybe incentivize them if possible.
Yeah, I could sense the energy of the people. So I always try to like start a conversation, but there's like sometimes like people that are there just for the couch. They don't care like about you or things like that. So I just keep it as professional as I can. And I don't try to be like bugging into any way. So I would tell like right away, like what's the sense of the person, you know? Because there's a lot of people that like feel like talking. There's other people that don't feel like that. So you at the same time got to respect that too, you know?
Well, Axel, we're almost at the end of our time together. Thank you so much for hopping on and sharing your story. It's been really great to listen. I have one more question for you, which is if you could go back 4 years to Axel right before he makes the move to the United States, and you could give him one piece of advice, one thing that you've learned over the past 4 years living in the US, building this business, what would that be?
It would be to never give up. No matter what things happen, like don't give up. Just keep pushing. When you keep pushing, one day or another, you're going to get it, you know? So never give up. That would be the thing.
You heard it here first, folks. Never give up. Keep flipping. Keep hustling. There's opportunity in these couches. Axel, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing more about your journey and having you back on the pod in the future.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.